Right, so hello and welcome back. Now, I was scrolling along Twitter where this man popped up. Now, for those of you who don't know who he is, that's the UEFA president, Alexander Ceferin. But more specifically, it was this tweet that was the one that caught my attention. And it's from Fabrizio Romano. And he's talking about playing European Champions League games in America. What? And after the whole World Cup 2018 in Russia and 2022 in Qatar, as well as the Super League getting talked about and then completely shut down, I thought we were done with UEFA and FIFA being so greedy, but I'm clearly wrong on that. Now, this of course wouldn't be the first time that we see a UEFA president see dollar signs in his eyes. Of course, his predecessor, Michel Platini, was at the centre of a controversy for the World Cups that happened in 2018 and 22, as previously stated. Now, Platini was a three-time Ballon d'Or winner. He won it in 1983, 84 and 85, 3 years in a row. And he took over from the UEFA presidency in 2007 and lasted until 2015 when he was forced out due to the bribery that he took. He was accused of taking a $2 million bribe from then FIFA president Sepp Blatter for everything that went on with the World Cup, and he was then subsequently banned from any and all football activity from October in 2015 all the way until January in 2016. In December later that year in 2016, himself and Blatter were found guilty of ethic violations and they were barred from any and all football activity until 2023 this year. Platini also had a Greek football scandal in 2015 as well, and he said that the 1998 World Cup was fixed so that Brazil and France wouldn't face each other until the final, so he had a bit of a history of it. After Platini was shown the door in 2015, Angel Maria Villar, a former Athletic Bilbao midfielder, he stepped in as acting president until 2016. This is then where Alexander Ceferin then came into play, and his role was basically to make sure that UEFA had a squeaky clean image from there. No more corruption, a fresh slate. When he came in as UEFA president, his main two priorities were to, as I said, give UEFA a better, cleaner, healthier look from the public and strengthen financial fair play. Make sure that it's a bit more even for everyone all around. As well as that, he also was the one who, within FIFA and UEFA, was standing up, making sure that the Super League did not go through. That was him, and he was a big part of it not going through as well. And on that note, he actually said something very interesting about the creation of the Super League. And it read, "Gentlemen, you made a huge mistake. Some will say it's greed, others disdain, arrogance, flippancy, or complete ignorance of England's football's culture. It does not matter. What does matter is that there is still time to change your mind. Everyone makes mistakes." And for myself, he gets that spot on. Everything he says there relating to the Super League is bang on the money. However, it's so hypocritical because that's exactly what bringing the Champions League over to America would be. It's just greed at the end of the day. Alexander Ceferin literally says in an interview, 2013 it's in Istanbul, 2024 it's in London, 2025 it's in Munich. Then, let's see. What do you mean, let's see? No, it's a European competition. Why would it go anywhere else other than greed? America also have their own equivalent to the Champions League, the CONCACAF Champions Cup. That's all it is. And that's the best teams in North America who are competing for that. So why are you trying to bring the European one over there? Well, the main reason for that is because the European game is the richest, it's got the best teams in the world, but you view America as an opportunity to have a wonderful market there. That's what it is at the end of the day. You even said it yourself. And to be more specific, he was saying that it was a promising market for the future, that it was growing in popularity, which yes it is, but the main reason you're doing this is all because the World Cup will be in North America in 2026. And yes, I get that you want to capitalise on that and get as many people as possible watching the Champions League, but that's not fair on the majority of fans who live in Europe. Because who's going to fly out to America to go watch that? Now you've got to imagine whatever two European teams make it to the final, if it ever was to happen that year, the only fans who could go are the elitists, the ones who have the most money. It's not fair on the regular people, because you can justify saving up having a one-time trip to a place like Berlin, for example, or Athens, or wherever the final's going to be in Europe. But to fly all the way over to America, it's not cheap and it's not fair. And the time as well. The UFC cards, which are on in normal times in America, they start at 3 a.m. here and they last all the way till 6 a.m. Who's watching the Champions League at that time? No one. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for the growth of European football. I would love it, but at the same time, I don't think that's what needs to be grown for the American audience to even care about football anyway. I think they need to work on the American football, the soccer as they call it over there, and work on the Champions Cup over there. Because there is a competition where Europe's best play North America's best and South America's best and so on, and it is called the Club World Cup. It would also be like having the NBA Finals, for example, or the Super Bowl, just brought over and played in the UK. Why? Because you want to grow the market more. No, that's a terrible idea. The majority of your audience are in America, so why would you bring it over? The times wouldn't align or anything. Currently, Champions League games aren't as popular in America because the games are played on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 12 o'clock noon in LA. Who's going to watch that then? They're at school, they're at work. So it doesn't align. The way that you need to grow American popularity for soccer, aka football, is by working on the American game. That's it, plain and simple. Because at the end of the day, this is a money-making scheme, yet again, from Uefa. They don't care about the fans, they don't care at all about that. They don't care about how you travel to get there. They know they'll get a 100,000 seater stadium and it'll sell out. The atmosphere will be dead over there because no one who can afford to go over there will be an actual fan. There'll be people who want to go to a tourist attraction. And that is a travesty for the Champions League. So, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think as well about this. Do you actually think it's a good idea? If so, please tell me why. I think it's mental, but I'd love to hear as well from you. If you'd like to like it and give it a subscribe and a share as well, that would be pretty cool. So, thank you for watching and cheers.